down easily enough, but the other stuck against the wall. Teresa wanted us to take it out because she was sure that it was the head that was lower than the feet. Lame Bull lowered himself into the grave and jumped up and down on the high end. It went down a bit more, enough to look respectable. Teresa didn't say anything, so he leaped out of the hole a little too quickly. He wiped his forehead with a pale green handkerchief. "Well," he said. It was a question. He looked at me, and I looked off toward the slough, figuring the tobacco pouch. He had taken his grandmother's tobacco pouch, which had always hung on the back of her rocking chair. And Teresa began to moan. She wavered back and forth as though the heat were getting to her. "What do you think, pal?" The air was heavy with yesterday's rain. It would probably be good for fishing. in a river that has no fish in it? Okay. "I suppose me being the head of the family, it's up to me to say a few words about our beloved relative and friend." Teresa moaned. Lame Bull clasped his hands in front of him. "Well," he said, "here lies a simple woman who devoted herself to rocking." And not a bad word about anybody. I shifted my weight to my bad leg. It was like standing on a tree stump. "Not the best mother in the world," Teresa moaned louder, "but a good mother notwithstanding. I would have to go to the agency and see the doctor. I knew that he would try to send me down to Great Falls to have it operated on, but I couldn't do it. I'd tell him that I would end up in bed for a year. By that time, the girl who had stolen my gun and electric razor would have forgotten me." Teresa fell to her knees. "Who could take it and dish it out?" Back to the grandmother. "Next time I'll do it right. Buy her a couple of creams de mints, maybe offer to marry her on the spot. Who never gave anybody any crap." The red horse down in the corral whinnied. He probably missed old bird. I threw the pouch into the grave. End of story. So there you got Winter in the Blood. I used to just think that burial scene was just absolutely hilarious. They stopped and too short and so forth. I mean, as sad as it is, the kind of humor that is used in it. And so, I guess it all ends well, aside from the grandmother dying, the fact that our narrator, who never has a name, finds out who his real grandfather is. And that gives him, maybe he has feelings as well. So, does anyone have any comments, any questions? Maybe I should just ask. What did you think of Winter in the Blood as a book? Away would write in prose. And certainly describe what would be an everyday life on the reservation in his time. You learn a lot about alienation and why that might have happened. The loss of his father, his brother. I mean, probably after that, I mean, at his young age, he was probably decided he was never going to feel again. But in the end, at least we can see him walking back toward changing his way of life and going to find the girl and maybe even asking her to marry him and doing it different.
One way to get his razor back.
That's right. That would get his maturity back, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
His manhood back.
Manhood back.
Okay. All right. I haven't kept you too long. Didn't get you